Welcome to episode 2 of the Grid Gossip Podcast.
Podcast where we talk about sim racing and real life racing. You're joined by Brucey and Graham as we a roundup of the world of motorsport. So, obviously, we're going to what we've been up to the last podcast.
We finished off the JGTC, and then we had a little sit-in in the Lobby 2 last race, which was quite fun to be fair. And then I think we did another fun night, didn't we? Last Friday. What did we do in that
Yes,
one? I can't remember. It's been that long.
it was the Daytona 24 laps.
Oh, that's it, yeah. 24 laps of Daytona. Running around the back of the pack for 24 laps. Pretty fun. Not really got a strategy, so it could have been better, but
Yeah, obviously, I was kind of the same boat with you of just running around and trying to keep up with the super aliens that we've got lined
yeah.
up for that one. JTT was good, enjoyable series.
Yeah, the
Good
Corvette
reason
was.
to,
Yeah, the Corvette was quite nice around Daytona as well.
yeah. Well, I think the cars that were chosen were all fairly even, to be fair. It was
Yeah.
really a standout that everyone kind of a good couple of weeks, I guess.
Yeah, and it was nice to see them all even, especially after the update as well. It spells
Yes.
good things going forward if they don't
Yeah,
change it again.
yeah. Well, if they change it, hopefully it'll just be like little minor BOP changes. That's all that's needed because, like, say a car's too OP or well off the pack, you just need bringing up to it. Got BOP pretty nailed on currently.
Yeah. I
If
did a
you bring
little
any
bit of.
suspension changes, then
Yeah, I think that's the main thing because going through the BOP sheets that been released on Twitter, most of the cars have had PP changes, but they've not really had any weight or power removed or added. So they have changed quite a lot. Obviously with the suspension physics.
yeah, which is good that they're willing to kind of go a bit more depth rather than just doing power and weight.
Yeah.
Thought
Uh,
of the update.
I was going to say that perfect segue into the January update. Obviously, four
Yes.
cars, and most of the update was pretty much the changes that we've just spoken about. I mean, four
Yeah.
cars, nice little mixture of cars if you like road cars, I guess.
Yeah, if you like road cars, obviously because we had what Hyundai Ioniq 5N, 1980s Honda Civic. Don't know who was crying out for a Civic, but obviously clearly someone was.
Hmm.
And then the Toyota CRS, I think it was.
Is it CHR?
CHR, yeah.
I've never heard of that model of Toyota, by the way, as well. I was like, what the hell is
The
that?
thing is, I've seen it on the road, never paid attention to it because it's like
No.
it's a pointless car. But obviously, the main car that we got was obviously the F35 A, like a 90s F1 car, which it's quite a nice drive, to be fair. I have it around tracks, so
Yeah, there's
the
you can change the front nose, the side and the side pods and the rear wing on it as well, and there's already lots
yes,
of great liveries out there for it as well, which is nice to
oh
see.
yeah, you got like the Mansell and the Damon Hill and all of them kind of liveries on the car and
Yeah.
showcase.
Uh,
Other parts from the update, the tyres run off track, they clean up quicker, which is quite nice. Having to do like a whole lap or half a lap to clean them off is just cover the corners.
Yeah, I noticed that. I went off track at Daytona. I noticed it wasn't as bad as it was before the update.
Daytona was quite notorious. It took a good lap because there's not many really.
Mm.
And then also get more grip of the wet line on dry tyres.
Yeah, that's an
Thing as
interesting
well.
one because they did that in the last update. They made that change in the last update.
They made it worse, and now it's gone back to I think how it was.
Ah, okay.
So we'll see. I see when do a wet race. If you can, how long you can stay up on the dries before you really have to pit.
Yeah. Yeah, it's gonna change strategy for I think for league racing where there's weather involved. If that is the case.
Oh yeah.
But also coming off wet tires onto dry tires as well. It's going to be a little bit more grip than there was.
Yeah. But obviously they changed the tyre physics. Last update in November. Obviously where the intermediates and wets burn out within a couple of laps if they're on dry. So, yeah, that might help a bit more.
Yeah.
Drop the line, it's going to cooler, so not going to burn out maybe. And another update for a different game. Forza Horizon 5 been released on or coming to PS5 in the spring.
Yeah, this is actually an interesting development, to be fair, because, I mean, I used to have an Xbox. I loved playing Forza, the first couple of Forza Horizons, and going back on the PS5, like, at the minute, there's not really that many open world arcadey races. I mean, you've got the main game is like Crew Motorfest, sorry. And then the only real other contender to that is Test Drive Solo Crown, but everyone knows what a big flop that was. It's already dead. So
Yeah,
it is interesting.
It came out with massive bugs, didn't it?
Yeah, I mean, they did a couple updates and fixed it, but I mean, they hadn't updated it since, I'm going to say, late December, January.
Okay.
So
And they may do a big fix. Never know.
yeah, but they're not
Probably
doing. They don't seem to be doing like little updates because the game's still there's the network, the multiplayer aspect of it is still broken. There's other little bits that are still broken. The AI is still broken, so it's like maybe fix your game a little bit more before bringing out like new DLC and expansions and stuff.
Be a good idea first, I guess.
Yeah,
I've never played Solar Ground, so I don't know.
it's a decent game to be fair. I mean, obviously now that they've updated a little bit and fixed some stuff, but it's just there's nothing to do in it. It's just dead once you've done like the main part of the career mode. It's like, okay, I've played that game, on to the next one. You know what I mean?
Yeah, a couple of weeks of that, and it's like,
Yeah.
done. Spending 50, 60 quid or something on a game, you want at least like 6 months out of it to money's worth.
That's
Just
it.
a couple
And
of weeks.
like Crew Motorfest, that's still live and kicking. I mean, how long's it been out now? 2-3 years. I think it's in
Something
year
like
two
that,
of it. And there's still loads of stuff to do in it. They're updating it constantly each week. So hopefully for Forza Horizon 5 can be a contender to that, and obviously if it's got cross-platform play, which I hope it does, we can play with Xbox and PC players.
Yeah, exactly. I don't know. I've just seen it's got released coming out
Yeah.
in spring. So see what the future holds. Obviously, won't know an actual release date. Obviously, no. But so it for the updates for the moment. I've seen any other updates for other games.
I saw that ACC Evo, Assetto Corsa Evo had a small update. I think that was fixing network issues on that. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe they fixed something
Yeah, because
else.
they couldn't get online when it first got released.
Yeah.
Could be fixing that.
I did find out some more information on that game though. I think there's 20 vehicles and 5 tracks at the minute. So
Yeah.
don't think there's
Early
any career
access.
mode. Yeah, it's still in early access. Yeah. It looks like it's going the same way they did with the what was it called? The Le Mans Ultimate game, was it?
Le Mans Ultimate. Yeah.
Yeah.
Obviously, that's still going alright. Le Mans Ultimate.
I'm gonna
Ticking
say,
over.
what's the status with that? Is it still in early access or is that
It's still in early access. I believe.
right?
Been released as a full game yet, but like online, there's about a week or something playing it, or a day, whichever the number. It's not bad numbers, but probably not the numbers that they were expecting.
Yeah, it's the only problem when you release a racing game that's not complete or got any substantial career mode.
Exactly.
And I get,
Yeah.
I get the idea for early access, but it's yeah, it's not looking great for racing games at the minute.
Turismo next month is the 7th. Shock that it's been out for 3 years already. So we'll see if update on the next possible. Maybe a new track, fingers crossed. We haven't had one proper road, or is it a road track since Valley?
Yeah,
We obviously had the snow track of Lake Louise and had Ivan Orland.
yeah, it's been a bit disappointing to be fair with like track updates to the game. I mean, like I said, the last proper road track that we got was Grand Valley, and that was last year.
Yeah, exactly. That was probably 14 months ago.
Yeah.
Because I think we had the snow one around Christmas last year.
Was it Christmas? I thought it was earlier than Christmas. I thought it was around. I thought it was November that we got the snow track.
Yeah, that's only around Christmas.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
It might even be earlier for longer for Grand Valley. Might be looking
Yeah.
at 16, 18 months, Good, driving around the same tracks. Fine.
But that's the thing. I mean, I get the whole argument about not having licenses tracks, but GT has its own tracks that it can release. Just look at Grand Valley and Deep Forest. There's other tracks that it can release into the game that they have the license for.
Exactly. We were the other week about, they've got like Apricot Hill and
Midfield.
Park. Right? There's loads that they've got that their
Yeah.
own tracks that they could update. You could probably add 5, 6 tracks quite easily from what you've got that are popular.
Well, that's it. Right.
They don't seem to be doing anything about it.
No.
But then, obviously, Grand Valley was a massive flop when they brought that one out because no representation really at all to the old style.
Yeah, I think from that aspect, it's not good. They're just trying to modernize it and bring it to a new audience where all they had to do was maybe revamp the old track and the old scenery a little bit, for the new next gen. They didn't really have to mess around with it.
They just want to use the PS5 to its full capabilities, and it's like, well, no one's doing them in taking photos of the scenery whilst they're racing. They're focusing on getting around the track as quick as they can.
That's it. I mean, to be fair, it does look pretty while you're racing around, especially when it transitions from afternoon to nighttime. But that's not the point,
Yeah, that's a nice side kind of bit, but the main part is the racing and the track.
Yeah.
A good representation of what Grand Valley.
Yeah, I think it's very Deep Forest is probably the best one to say because it's very similar to how it was. Obviously, I know they've changed the last corner and added a few bits here and there, but I think that's the closest to the original track it is. Obviously, with the scenery and stuff, they haven't changed that much with Deep Forest.
Yeah, Deep Forest. Yeah.
And Trout Mountain as well. That's the same.
Trout Mountain, all he is just longer stripes. That's all
Yeah.
it is. Out in the last chicane, isn't it? Rather than
More
the
trees,
use.
I think, as well.
But yeah, that's all they need to do is just bring a couple of the old tracks back and might bring some older Gran Turismo players back into the game maybe. Go, oh, I remember that track and jump on the PlayStation and race.
Yeah, we can hope and pray. Probably not going to do anything though.
No, it'll be a random track that they just go, oh yeah, this is a new one. So don't want that.
Yeah, they seem to be seem very interested in giving us these small tracks and rally tracks that we can't really use for anything apart from rallying.
Yeah, rallying or like load cars round. Or, like,
Yeah.
can't use a Group 4 around there. It's too tight and twisty. Low. That's probably what the Civic's for. They take it round Diagonal and going up the hills and that.
Yeah. I think the main issue lies with their sole focus being around the World Series that they do.
Talking of the World Series, Cup started yesterday
Oh, did it?
for the manufacturers. Was it just on the nation? Yeah, first one was yesterday. Called in Group 3, the whole series, 4 rounds. Yesterday was 20 laps around Suzuka, which we didn't get on in. Great. Times 2 fuel time. Racing mediums were required, so had to hit at least once. But Saturday's one is at Bona.
Ooh.
Quite funny because it's exactly the same setting as it had for the Friday Fun Night. Times 4 tyres, times 3 racing mediums required. So it's like 10 laps and hit, and then do another 10 laps.
Yeah, it's 4 laps shorter than the race we did on Friday.
Yeah. when I found that out, and I was like, really? That's quite funny. But round 3, I don't understand why they put it round 3 and not round 4. On a Wednesday, round Spa, 30 laps.
Wow.
Around, yeah. And fuel and tyre wear is on times 1. Only racing hard is required. But obviously racing in wets are also. That's going to be a wet race.
Yeah, that screams to me that there's going to be some weather interruption in that race.
Yeah, and when it's 30 laps, that's going to take over an hour anyway. Like a 2-minute 5 lap, I think, Group 3s.
Yeah.
You're going to add rain into that. You're adding at least 10-15 minutes on.
Oh, easy.
That's like a good hour and 15 on a Wednesday night.
Yeah, it should be a good crowd for a Wednesday night. You know, not got work in the morning.
Well, yeah, it's right. You ain't got work, yeah. Most people have, so I think it's like 6 o'clock, it's like the last one, so it's like home by 6 o'clock. And you practice. What you doing? it should be a good race.
Yeah.
Let themselves down with the last round, which is 13 laps, round into Lagos. Times on tyres, racing hard's required. So that's like a 25-minute race.
Yeah, that seemed like an afterthought. I mean, especially with times one on the fuel and tyres as well. It's like, really?
It's like, that's what I mean. If they'd have swapped Interlagos and Spa round,
Mm.
it would have been brilliant. Short race, midweek, perfect. Long race at the weekend. And more people would probably be able to get on Saturday.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, that's
see how it
disappointing.
goes with the. Yeah, it does seem like it's. Say round 4 is a bit of an afterthought for that one.
Mm.
We got Brucey's hot tea for this week.
What have we got?
Have you got any Bruce hot tea?
Oh no, sorry, you cut out a little bit. No hot tea today. Obviously we've got a lot to cover in this episode, and I haven't really found anything of worth noting down. So the tea is very cold this week, I'm afraid, and nobody likes cold tea.
Okay. Well, we get onto the databases for the time trials then.
Yeah.
So race A, Catalonia, in the new F3500 car. 7 laps, racing medium tyres. Brake balance seems to be a thing coming along every race now.
Yeah.
Never used
Yeah.
to it.
They're fully
Race
incorporated, aren't they?
Yeah. There's no DR updates. Grid start. Have fun off the line in that car.
Is
Like,
it Roland's? Oh, it's Grid Start. Yeah, you just said that, didn't
Grid
you?
start
So
in
yeah,
the
that's going to be
F3500.
funny.
So,
Might be a few
yeah.
cars spinning round.
I think so, yeah. Race B is at Suzuka in 4 machinery, 4 laps, racing hard tyres, rolling start. So, pretty standard one for them to do.
Yeah, that's a bit rubbish for 4 laps. I mean, they could have made it like a 10-minute race, but
yeah, you're not even looking at 10 minutes, are you? Because
no.
you're doing 2-minute laps. So,
Yeah.
pretty rubbish for that. C is Nürburgring GP layout. For 9 laps on grid start again for this one. So, turn 1, be careful. Sense. Comes 5 on the time.
Oof, Jesus.
Yeah, 1 pit stop is wide, but yes, minimum of 1 pit stop. So yeah, but whether you change your tyres or not to gain them 4 seconds to make them work.
What cars is it for that race?
Group 3.
Oh, okay, yeah. All right. Yeah, that's going to be a fun race to do, I guess.
So track's not too bad for Group 3s.
No.
Time trials this week. Last week we were in the F3500 racing mediums. It's quite a tricky one. Miss up one of the 2 chicane. A bit too much or very tiny bit over the curbs, and that's it. When you're going at 140 mile an hour around Scarry, you've got to be pinpoint accurate.
Yeah, gotta be careful of those orange curves on the chicanes. They'll really upset you there.
And then the new one that's got released today is Nürburgring Short N for racing. No, not racing. Sports cards. Sorry. So car with not much grip anyway. Worse
Will
by
it,
putting it on
will it even have enough charge for one lap?
I hope so.
I've seen you can get a massive big wing on that car as well. It looks absolutely ridiculous.
Yeah, you can do for the Toyota as well.
Mm.
Make it look like a drag car, huge wing on the back, or you can make it a little rally car, like the split wing that goes across the back. But that makes it look a little bit better. Rocket car.
Jeez.
Right, should we get to the main part of
Yeah, yeah. Obviously, we'll add a spoiler alert for those who haven't watched it yet. If you haven't watched it, I would probably leave now.
Yes, because there's not going to be much left after this.
No.
Obviously, we had the Daytona 20. Biggest event for the IMSA calendar. Obviously, we had the MX-5s supporting, which I've watched both of them races. Both cracking races. The second one was a bit shorter than. But yeah, race one was obviously dead wet before they went out, so they all changed tyres. But the rain didn't come until the last 15-minute race, which meant obviously they burnt the tyres out. So everyone was struggling, overheating their tyres.
Yeah, that's an awful long time on dry tires, wet tires on a dry track.
And even when it did rain, it was just a sprinkle. One person did come in hoping to go to dry tyres to try and find, but obviously being thrown around Daytona, he was there all in the slipstream and bumped after. They were gaining a time around the ovals where he was gaining it on the infield. So that was a race two. There was 17 cars in a pile up before the start. I don't think half of them got across the line.
That's even worse than a NASCAR race, for Christ's sake.
I think it was P3. Obviously, they do side by side start like NASCAR. P3 got a great launch, went to pull out in front of P2, wasn't far enough ahead. The rear end of P3, one round by P2, then put your foot to the floor, they were just piled in. There was a 27-minute yellow flag safety car period. Only left 18 minutes of the race.
That, ladies and gentlemen, is why we have spotters in NASCAR.
Yes, exactly. And then at the end of the race, there was only 0.038 between first and second.
Wow.
It was that close. Yeah. Going from your last time that you asked about the female drivers, I did find out who they were.
Oh, okay.
From that, Sally Mott, Frankie Gross, Heather Headley, Sally McNulty, Caroline Candice, Ashleen Speed. Don't think any of them got into the. No, I think one of them got in the top 10 for race two.
Oh, sweet.
That's because half the field was out and she pumped up through.
Yeah.
None of them really done too well for there, but I'll keep an eye out through the season.
Yeah, be nice to see how they get on, how they progress.
Yeah, it'd be nice to see like one in the top 10, like at the end of the season championship or something.
Yeah.
Right, so to Daytona 24 then. Go to the finishers, the winners, I should say, for GT7 Porsche Penske Motorsport, which have they won it now 2 years in a row. Pretty impressive for a 24-hour race.
Yeah, it's Porsche at Daytona is like Toyota winning at Le Mans, isn't it? It always happens.
60 Acura by Meyer Shank. 6 Porsche Penske was third. Porsche 1 3. Porsche were 1 and 2 till about the last 15 minutes. Burned his tyres up or didn't have enough fuel to make it to the end and had to just slow up. But still a 1 3 was good. Get LMP2 for find out why. GTD Pro, number 65, Ford Matic Motor Mustang, get the M's in there, won the race. Great Corvette by Sports, second, and then the number 64, Ford Multimatic. Third, top 3, 10 seconds, 3 in all.
Wow.
So pretty close. Obviously, there was a yellow about half an hour, 40 minutes to go, so they're all fairly close anyway. They're pretty close. B class, the number 13 Chevrolet Corvette. So another mark up. 120 White Porsche 911. Second, Racing at T. Martin came third. So yeah, the LMP2 Power Motorsport did, but they got post-race inspection failed due to gridlock underneath allowable wear. In turn, meant that rear block that allows them to use worn down too much, so it was obviously over the limit that governing body were going to allow, which is a shame, but obviously, yeah, balls to the balls for everyone.
Yep, naughty.
Yep, which obviously put at the back of the LMP2 class, so even cars that didn't finish behind them.
Ouch.
Which is a bit of a, yeah, so it's like even if a car done, say, 100 laps, they were behind them because they weren't allowed to get any points for that. So that meant that the number 22 Autosports ended up winning the race for the LMP2. Number 74 Riley, that's their name, T Riley, were third, but they have not uploaded, so I don't know. Fourth. But the fan favourites for the ARA bike, the purple one with the dragon on.
Oh yeah.
They were leading at some point, but they did have mechanical issues back. That's for 781 laps.
Wow.
Only 35 finishers are starting. They lost 26 race. There was 102 full. So about 680 laps were actually ran.
Do you know the actual record of laps on the Daytona 24?
3 years ago, about 840 or something.
Alright.
So they weren't far
bad.
off, but they do 40 laps an hour or something.
Yeah.
So they're about an hour and a half so off from it. But obviously, the full course yellows that goes them down. I don't know how many laps they would actually do if the yellows from start to finish. I would not know. That would definitely be one to work out.
Yeah. Work out an actual full course yellow lap time and see how many they could do.
Anyone saw over the weekend? Bathurst 12-hour. World Series called WRT. 32 won the race. Teammate 46 for second. Obviously, 6 Valentino Rossi. So Rossi ended up as second for that one.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I saw him. I did see it a little bit, and we were pretty dominant for the last 6 of the race. They were flying. Fan favourite from us was the number 75 Express, bringing in Australian players. That's all the weekend racing that I real life racing anyway.
Yeah.
If you've seen any others over the weekends or anything, Bruce?
I saw the NASCAR Clash. Obviously, not racing for points at the minute. But I seen that Chase Elliott won that one. Also wins a prize pot of $1 million. So it was actually a pretty decent race, to be fair. Obviously, racing around a very, very small track, half a mile, which before it was a racetrack was actually a running track. That's why it's so small. So it's literally around like racing around like around a car park. So very interesting. Few bumps and knocks. I think you watched the highlight reel for that race, didn't you?
A lot of push to pass, it seemed.
Yeah, it's short track racing. It's back to grassroots of NASCAR is what it's all about. A few tempers flaring after the race, I believe there was, but it's a sign of things to come this season, I believe.
Yeah, we start when? Is it next weekend?
16th, so yeah, next week is the speed weeks, as they call it. We'll have the
Sunday.
dual, yeah. Obviously, the dual races will be on Thursday and Friday, I think. Obviously, after they do qualifying on Wednesday or Thursday morning.
Didn't you say there was found some info about rules?
Oh yeah. The only rule change that I could find was something about the DVP. In past seasons, you would have a damaged vehicle policy clock, where if a car was damaged in a wreck, they would go to pit road if they could drive on their own, and they would have a set amount of minutes to fix that car, get back out on the track, and get up to racing speed. If a car had to be towed by the wrecker back to the garage or they driven back to the garage, they would be out of the race full stop. Now, they've changed that ruling. If you are in a wreck and you have to be towed or drive back to the garage, you can make repairs and then actually rejoin the track. So we could see cars missing body panels and stuff like that, which is going to be extremely funny to watch, especially around the short courses. We could actually have a car involved in a wreck in the first stint or stage and then go on to win the race, which would be an interesting prospect.
Yeah, that'd be quite funny. Drive along with that door. Set a bit of fuel, weight saving. Go faster.
Yeah, and especially at short tracks as well, because if they damage their car and have the rear bumper missing, they don't actually have to have it back on. That's only for speedways, obviously to protect the fuel cell in bumping and stuff. But short tracks, they don't need it on, so you could see half a car going around the track.
Right, first here we come. It'll look like, isn't it, going round?
Oh yeah, definitely. Seeing all the inner tubing and the workings of the car.
Oh yeah, exactly. Yeah, other teams might get little new ideas if they see something from behind a missing body panel. A bit like the old F1, where they see, wasn't it, when the all got lifted up, everyone saw one. Or
Yeah. So that's the
take a
thing,
million
though.
pictures.
Oh yeah, definitely. That's the thing, though, with the NASCAR. I'm not sure about so much about the new gen, but with the old gen, if you had the rear bumper cover off, it would actually help with downforce. Now, obviously, with the new gen, they have splitters and stuff, but it might actually give them more performance with the rear cover off. So that'd be might be one to watch going through the season.
Yeah, it'd be quite funny, just all the cars on track with no rear bumper because it's faster.
Yeah.
Works, and you go, yeah, then you win a race, then so be it.
Yeah, get your teammate to take you out on purpose just so you can get rid of that.
Yeah, take me out on that one. Let me come in the pit. Mechanics will rip the rear bumper off, and then I'll just back out and win the race. Shame you can't do that. Gran Turismo, isn't it?
Yeah. That would be funny on Gran Turismo if we could do that.
Oh yeah.
But I think in terms of racing, I think that's it. I mean, there's not really anything going on in the MRC at the minute, apart from Battle of the Groups starting. I think it's the 24th of February, is it? Starting this month?
20, I think, week after Valentine's Day, I think.
Right.
Valentine's Day is like 14th, which is the Friday next week.
Yeah. And then apart from that, we continue with the fun nights on a Friday. Nothing going on a Tuesday at the minute. So I think that's it for this week's information.
We do the final segment.
Yeah, I'll let you do that.
The joke of the pod this episode is bought my wife a fridge for her birthday. Could have seen her face light up.
Now that's a good one. That not so much fun for the ladies, but for the men, yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Obviously, thank you all so much for listening to the Grid Gossip. Wouldn't mind hitting that like button and subscribing. Maybe punch a friend in the arm and tell them about and send them over to have a listen. We have been Bruce and Graham. Until next time, race hard and race.
Goodbye.